Greetings everyone. So many years ago I attempted to make my own Earl Grey tea by using a fresh bergamot. Bergamot is the key ingredient in Earl Grey tea that gives it that special Earl Grey flavor. So I took a bergamot fruit, I took the rind off of it, I dried it out, mixed it with black tea, added hot water, made a cup of tea, and the bergamot flavor just wasn't coming through. The tea was too strong, the rind was too weak. So today I'm going to fix that. I'm going to make an Earl Grey tea using a bergamot fruit again, but this time I'm going to make an extract so I can get more flavor out of it. But before I get started with the episode, I've got two things to say. Number one, if you didn't see my last episode, check it out, because this is all about why everybody, at least on the internet, thinks that bergamot is something else. It's really weird, but if you go online, everybody thinks that bergamot is something else called the MacLeod lime. It's a long story, it's very interesting though, so if you didn't see that, check that out first, and or check it out after, I don't care, you make your own decisions. Also, I want to thank the Monterey Bay chapter of the California Rare Fruit Growers Organization. They sent me a big box full of citrus, including this bergamot, so thank you so much for sending this to me, and yeah, I think that's about it, so let's get started. This is not essential oil making. Essential oil making usually requires a lot of citrus rind. I only have one of these. And also it requires equipment that I do not have. So we're going to do this a different way. An extract is actually incredibly easy to do. And this is a similar process to how you would make your own vanilla extract or cinnamon extract or anything like that. Almond extract you can make yourself. And basically you take ingredients that are kind of like aromatic, like citrus rinds and things like that, you put it in a jar, and then you add vodka. You could also use other types of alcohol, but I'm going for something like vodka because it's very neutral and it's going to taste like the citrus. It's not going to taste like the alcohol, but you could use, like rum or whatever. So to do this, I'm going to use a microplane to take the very outer part of the rind off. If you don't have a microplane, that's okay. You can also use a knife and just cut off the very outer layer of the citrus. You don't want to get the white part because the white part is going to have a bitter flavor, and that might impart itself into your extract. This is how you also make lemon extract. If you want to make lemon extract, you just follow the same exact procedure. Alright, so there we have it. It doesn't make a whole lot there, but this stuff is very powerful. It smells like Earl Grey tea right now. There's a really, really strong floral kind of smell coming off of it. So I think this will actually work pretty well. This vodka, by the way, costs $16. It doesn't need to be good alcohol, it just needs to be neutral. Got a weird little spout on it. Guess that's to keep you from drinking too much at the same time. There it is. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in my cabinet over here, and every week and a half I'm going to go and I'm going to like give it a little shake, make sure everything is infusing properly, and after a few months it'll be ready. The longer you wait, the better it will be, unless it goes bad. And the really cool thing about making your own extracts is that you can leach out more flavor than you think. With this, after it infuses after a few months, you can pour out some of the extract into a smaller bottle and then top it off, and it will continue to leach out more. And the really, really cool thing is that if you're talking about expensive extracts, like vanilla extract, after your initial investment, you're basically getting like free vanilla extract for life, okay, or close to it. So you get like a big container, put a bunch of vanilla beans in it, fill it up with vodka, then after like 4 to 6 months, pour out a little bit into a smaller bottle, that's your vanilla extract. But then you top off your larger container, and then as time goes on, you just continuously pour out when you need it and keep topping it off. Maybe every few years you gotta throw an extra vanilla bean in there, but besides that, you're basically have like an infinite supply of extract, and it doesn't ever go bad. So there's a pro tip for you. Now I'm left with a little naked bergamot, and although a lot of resources online seem to say that this is inedible, I think it is edible. I'm pretty sure. I've had it in the past without any ill effect. There might be something in there that might be bad for some viewers, so, you know, do your own research on it. But let me tell you what this tastes like. Ooh, it is sour, but it doesn't taste bad. I don't really understand why it's supposed to be inedible. This is a cross between a lemon and a bitter orange. It tastes like that. You can definitely taste the lemon in there. It's got a slight bitter orange flavor. Bitter orange, by the way, it does taste like orange, but much more sour. Like a very, very sour orange. And, ooh, there is a very floral flavor in there as well. You can taste a touch of that bergamot flavoring that you would expect from like an Earl Grey tea. The tartness on it, it's not a lemon. It's pretty close. I'd give this like an 8 out of 10 on tartness. Maybe like a 3 out of 10 on sweetness. Sweeter than a lemon, not as sweet as an orange. But it's actually pretty good. I like it. And I've made lemonade with this in the past, and it made a really good lemonade. It kind of tasted like a lemonade with some lavender in it. I mean, taking it out of hand is a bit much, but as a juice, I actually really like it. See you in a couple months. Been 2 months, and the rind in there is now kind of pale looking. It looks like some of the color got out of it and into the liquid. Oh, strong! In my teapot, I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of black tea. And this tea, by the way, is a little bit lighter than the one that I used last time. Last time I tried making bergamot tea, it just tasted like really dark black tea because my tea was too strong. So this one I'm putting just as much tea as last time, but this time the tea itself is lighter. So the rind has sunk to the bottom. So I will just dip my teaspoon in here and put 1 teaspoon of extract in the tea. I'm only putting 1 teaspoon inside this pot, and this pot holds about 4 cups worth of water. One thing with using extract that you should keep in mind is I don't think you can use this to season dry tea and then use that dry tea later. You can't just like whip up your own batch of Earl Grey tea. I mean, maybe you can, but I feel like doing it this way makes more sense because then that that extract is going to be, you know, it's going to be fresh. It's not going to evaporate or anything. It's gonna be okay. I think with essential oils, sometimes they will add essential oil to the tea leaves and then use it later. I don't think you can do that with extract. Tastes like a mild Earl Grey tea, but not a strong Earl Grey tea. I think this would be better if it sits a little while longer, or maybe I need to add more extract. So let's try adding a little bit more. I don't want to add too much because I don't want this to be something that can get you drunk. I just want like a little bit of extract, but for this teapot that holds 4 cups, I think 1 more teaspoon is probably going to be okay. That tastes like Earl Grey tea. That's it. It's got the right strength to it. It's not too weak. It's not too strong. The amount of tea to water is good. Like that tastes about right. It's actually better than a regular tea bag because like the flavor of the bergamot is distinctly bergamot. Sometimes you get an Earl Grey tea and it tastes a little bit like orange or a little herbal. That's because they put orange zest and herbs in it. because bergamot is expensive. This is 100% bergamot, and it tastes like 100% bergamot. That is good. I think that 2 teaspoons of extract is maybe a bit much to add to that teapot, but I think what will happen is that over time that extract will get stronger. I only put that in the cupboard for 2 months, and really it should be more like 6. You know what? I kind of feel bad for bergamot. It's delicious. The rind on the outside could be used to make Earl Grey tea. You can make extracts and use it in like desserts and stuff like that. Tastes fantastic. The juice on the inside, even though online a lot of people say that it's inedible, that you shouldn't eat it, you should throw it away, it tastes really good. It tastes really good. It's like a nice floral lemon. And just in case you didn't see my last episode about bergamot, the greatest injustice about this little fruit is that another fruit has been taking all the credit. Bergamot, I think, should not feel ashamed for what it truly is. If you have the opportunity to pick up an actual bergamot fruit, I would highly recommend it. It's something definitely, if you grow plants, to grow it in your garden. It's very useful, very tasty, and I think it deserves a little bit more credit. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you again to the Monterey Bay chapter of the CRFG, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. I would like to give a shout out to Smarter Every Day, AltPod, and the Harbor Leaf Tea Company. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. If you haven't heard of it, patreon.com it's how this channel happens. It's how I can afford to keep this YouTube channel going. So if you haven't checked it out, please take a moment to go into the description below and click the link there. I also have t-shirts for sale over at my web store. A link to that is in the description as well. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.